we find them. It takes a few moments. I'm not sure whether it starts live the moment that it goes or whether we're streaming live now but we'll be able
One
to.
second, I'm just going to top up my drink bottle.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And I'll drop cool links there as we. Oh, well, there you go. It's as soon as I said drop cool links. So there is a chat somewhere, and I will pop the chat out. And now we know it's from the moment. We're going to be looking today at delve, and delve is delve for Golang. So apparently it starts from the moment I hit Go Stream Live. There's actually Go Delve. So I think if I were to say this is where we're going from here. And to Go Delve, and because we use Spacemacs, there's a DApp protocol layer that we're going to be making sure is enabled that connects Go Delve to work. And I'm pairing today with Caleb. And Caleb Woodbine is part of the II team, and he heavily works on writing tests for Kubernetes.
Yeah.
And is an incredible human who does so much work with. Tell us a little bit about your not Kubernetes work, Caleb.
Yeah, I do a bunch of work with a non-profit company called Safe Surfer, who is based in New Zealand, and we provide solutions for keeping you safe online, whether that's for your family or yourself. And we have things like routers, which use Golang at the moment, so that's a new thing. We have a DNS service and a bunch of apps, and other than that, I'm starting on building a thing called Flat Track, which will allow you to keep track of your flat, which will also be written in Golang. So along with all of those three things together, something that would be really useful since I work entirely out of Emacs now would be a debugger. So that's something that I thought would be really cool to pair with Chris on.
Well, Caleb, I would love to pair with you and unblock the ability to delve into the debugging on Golang by enabling the DApp layer.
Sweet.
Part of how we share our eyes with one another is in our internal, we use a chat program called Mattermost, because what matters most is people. And Caleb is going to drop me a fun URL via the chat. It's not important how you get it. You can get that via a text message on your phone and talk to your friend and pull it up on your phone. But I'll let Caleb send me the super magic secret string that he needs to make sure is disconnected before the live. You know, it's fine by the end of the day. But it is a super secret string that you don't share with people you don't know well, because they have full access to your computer. So I'm going to copy that. I'll pop this over so you can kind of see what I did. So here's our chat area, and he sent me a chat, and I'm going to copy this. Copy with Apple. You'll notice in my YouTube video that it pastes the command. So Apple V and Apple are Command C and Command D to paste. And as I paste this, Caleb will probably say, that's too small. But hey, look at the cool shell logo he's got.
Yeah, it's about a quarter of my window. So.
Quarter of your window. So that's much smaller and much wider. But we want to make it readable for others. So I'm probably going to go, this is about as small as I'm going to take it, Caleb. So I'm going to make it about match your size. I'll make it a little bit bigger since you're, how about right there? Is that okay for you?
Yeah, that's good.
Cool. Well, I've joined Caleb, and I've hit Control L to give us a nice clean line. And Caleb, do you want to connect this to, is Emacs started in your computer or not?
No, it's not.
Cool. I'm going to drive for a minute. Where is your Spacemacs? So it's your config, right?
Yeah, so are we okay? On my host right now, I've got a few things that I've tried to play around with inside of that file, as you can see. So in the .spacemacs user load, I tried adding in a line which they said about, and I don't know if that's the right place or not, but yeah, go ahead and launch Emacs.
Let me go ahead and launch Emacs. There's no Emacs running, so I'm going to run that natively, and I'm going to pull it on. Where is the Spacemacs uninstalled? Is that in var local user var local? I think it's var local, right?
var local kubemax.d.
I'm going to pull this up a little bit because where the Spacemac, where my typing, so it's var what?
var local kubemax.d.
Kubemax. Let's go to kubemax. So I'm
And
going to pull this
from
open.
Spacemacs.
Should be a get checkout. It depends on what version of kubemax he was at. It's not a get checkout for now. That's okay. But I just want to see what layers are there. So the layers that we have are just ii here. So that means that if we open up in the home folder the .iimax, which we may end up calling this the humax file longer term, but space sj brings up the thing where we look at the layers. And so there'll be a thing up here for layers to install. I didn't know there was a set Q default area here, but there's the layers right there. So DAP was added at the top there.
Yeah, that's what I added.
Cool. And so with DAP enabled, it looks like you went down into your own user. Did you customize anything other than, oh, you did. You had a whole pre-init DAP mode function.
Yeah, I was playing around with that from a place in one of the docs that said to do something similar to that. There was an example for Java. So everywhere in those 2 lines that you see Go, there was Java. So I was giving that a try, and I don't know if that worked.
So add to, so you probably, why did you use that particular function? Did you not want to add to list on 476 to your user config, or?
I haven't really done this before, so I was just playing around.
Okay,
really.
that's all right. So most of the time what you do, if you just wanted to mess with custom stuff, is yes, add it to the user config, but now that you've loaded a Spacemacs with that load, space will allow, I think I'm gonna move this over just a little bit. I'm not used to the new piece of software I'm using to keep track of the keyboard. There's also another area here for keyboard and show keyboard viewer. So this will give us see what keys I'm typing in the live stream.
If you want, you can make the width of that window fit snugly with that keyboard and.
Oh, thanks. We'll go ahead and move that over. That will help other people later. And probably wouldn't even need that Y. We'll leave it there for now. So the layer we were looking at is called DAP. So there's the DAP layer, and there's a whole bunch of stuff for the DAP layer. It's got a nice, beautiful view here. And somewhere in here, space SS is gonna, we'll just look for Go. There's not really any Go specific stuff in there, but that's okay. Space FED will bring us up to our dot file, and that dot file, is it taking a moment to load? That's fun. I'll just let it sit a moment. Cool, we came back. So the FED will get you to your file. And so I would, so while we're working on this, why don't we open up our unblocking.org file? It's just something new that didn't exist yet. And we'll go ahead and insert space FVP. That's for file, insert a variable called II. And this is Caleb, and I'll just rename it to HH and Caleb. And then we'll just give it a quick title of, oops, undo. Oh, I'm in green mode. Escape, undo. Too many undos. Space FEP, II, Caleb. I like to put the people, like II, if you're doing the II variable, Caleb, or HH, and Caleb. So you kind of know who are the 2 I's that were in this file. And then this is the standard title of, then this one is unblocking for Delve. All right. And the files that we've been working with here, the Delve, right? And it's some files And if we do the keystroke here of space, just do space FED, brings up your, if we do it in this way, pause, comma, space FED brings up your, why is that not working? It's on orange. This is going to be hard for other people to follow, even if they're watching my keystrokes. Space FED. This brings up your space max dot file. Space FED to get, yeah, once you're in orange mode, space FED to get us back here. And your user config is kind of where most of your config goes. And user load while dumping, we're not using that yet. It's going to be super cool when we do, but we're not doing it yet. And I suspect that stuff all happens here. And if you're wanting to, unless there's something you read, Caleb, around needing to define that particular function, if you just want to add to list, let's just do this. Yeah.
I should see if I can find where that was documented, because that would be useful.
So that may be something that that library needs. It looks for a function for go/pre-init dat mode. And if you have docs for that, that's why I intentionally opened up the unblocking.org so we can document what you found, right? So we'll go research, right? And so you put your research on the Go DAP protocol. So I'll let you put that there.
I'll just see if I can find that again. I might need to go over to that again and just take a look. So in the originals, it was Java mode. And
I think for the most part, you can read the comments inside your space FED file, and we rename that to be ii+max, which I think eventually will rename to humax.humax in your home directory.
I can't seem to find the thing where I got this from, so.
Okay. Are can you remember why you think that it needs to be a particular function with a go/prefix? Or was that you thinking it makes sense, or maybe them thinking it made sense? Because one thing we could do is just do a quick search for that.
Oh, it actually, yeah, no, it was in that document. Yeah.
So I'm going to search here for go/pre. No, so something slash
go. So search Java dash. There it is.
Oh, there you go.
3.1.
So register DAP mode key bindings and supported layers. The layer must register itself using -- supported modes. Okay. Cool.
So I'm not actually sure where that's placed.
Yeah, I wonder where that would be placed. To use this layer, add DAP, and we did that. That was where we did it at the top. And register DAP modes here, doing that. And then there's enable mouse mode. So that's a variable. If we want to do that, we could just, I mean, there's probably like a whole variable there. Space SJVar. We'll just like, there's a bunch of, this is where you kind of do var stuff, this early level things on the init. It's called at the beginning, and only for space max settings. So if we go past space max settings, I'm pretty sure we can, let's look at how what that's setting. I think if we do enable mouse mode support, they should kind of document where that goes, but I'm pretty sure if we set that layer in user env,
It looks like it's set to true by default anyways, so that might be okay.
Okay, let's leave it alone. If it's set by true, we don't need to worry about that one. And here's your.
So
Go ahead.
where I've gotten up to currently with those few things that are in, none of these commands that you see right here work, the keystrokes.
So you need DAP mode and LSP mode, and there's an LSP layer, which I think we already have. So just find layer space H space, and then just type LSP, and you'll see we have an LSP layer. And it's got its own whole set of things that we do have because we've been using LSP for a while. So there's your LSP stuff. And that's how the other commands that you've been using for Go work. So I think we should be okay. I think for this to work, this is probably fine. Right? And I think if we go ahead, so I'm going to create another window because I hate having just one in the session. I'm going to quit Emacs and then start it up again. But this time we're going to work on a Golang file. And because of how the command line, new command line, I'll move this up a little bit. So there's room for the command line characters to show at the bottom without interrupting our view of the command line itself. And why don't you, Caleb, why don't you drive and show me what you're trying to do? And then I can try to unblock it because now I understand what it is you're trying to load, but I don't know where you're running into trouble yet.
Yeah, so I'm not doing my development with Kubernetes inside of this space, but I am doing that over on the packet box. However, it would be useful to still continue from here. Might we be able to use another project that I'm working on just
sure, whatever you
for
want
the
to do.
use of this?
We're mainly trying to get Delve working.
Yeah. Well, I've got some stuff in here. So these are just random snippets that I've tried to get working.
Yeah.
So for instance,
I'll just load Emacs up on one of those files, right?
So that looks like it just count forever.
Let's increment. That will never quit.
It won't.
Do you want to do that one? Maybe something simpler that. Yeah,
Let's do
that's
this
right.
one.
Why don't we do that one?
So that should print that. So let's go.
So if we load our kube, and this is really Humax because we're not doing cluster stuff, but we'll update that later. I think Humax will be a layer and possibly a Spacemax distribution.
Yep, that sounds good.
We'll, so what's it doing right now?
Oh, okay. There's a prompt saying to import the folder, so I'll do that.
Popping up in the UI because I just saw that. I think it may be a delay.
So now we're inside of the file.
You did it. And LSP is loaded, and Go PLS is loaded, and LSP is loaded. So I feel really good that the LSP layer is functioning. Now I'm going to go back over to our DAP layer. So DAP is loaded, and we did our thing to make sure DAP is there. And maybe we got to define it earlier, but we want to figure out like space M is their thing. So I'm going to hit space here and look for the word M. M is major mode command. So that also means I'm going to control G because major mode is also supposed to be a comma.
Yeah.
So comma is the same as M for major mode. That means D for debug. So if I do comma and look for D for debug,
can't see it.
I don't see it. So let's go back to control G. M, and is debug there? I'll wait for M. Control G. Hit M. Wait for it.
Doesn't look like anything.
Why is it waiting? So I can look. It's space M. We forgot space M. Space M. Do you see debug there? I do not see debug there. So what function were they expecting to call? It's just debug? That doesn't make it. That's too big generic. Space debug?
It could, yeah, dap debug.
Is it dap debug? Because they didn't list it in the documentation super clearly that it was dap debug. I
I'm
don't
pretty sure.
like generic names here. They should call it precisely what Lisp functions.
If you notice, if you go dap and then what's another one, breakpoints. So there's UI breakpoints, which is slightly different. But yeah, that's not so clear and not so helpful.
Dap debug. So there's dap debug. Let's try that. Dap debug says, how are we going to do that?
Oh, cool.
So I think it is dap dash. They just forgot to add the thing. So if I do, I'm going to control G out, space help define function, space HDF. You can see that in the keystrokes. And then it's dap debug. It's not bound to a keystroke as it says here in the docs. And I bet that's what they were shooting for.
Yeah, that might be related to the hook that we need.
So let's mark this moment in the YouTube video as something to drop into a ticket for the DAP layer to say someone tried to use your software and they followed the README and they were unsure why and how SpaceSim debug didn't match, why the name debug didn't match, so that we can make sure that others can, that if we go ahead and spend our time here, that this layer gets updated.
Last time that I ran dap debug.
Oh, look, there's a menu bar. So we have menu bar stuff, which there is a dap debug. Let's do that. Space menu bar mode. Menu bar mode. So menu bar, whoop, we got a menu bar mode. Now, when we got dap debugging, we can click on dap debug.
Should I do that?
The mouse bar mode. I think it's F10 turns in F8, 9, 10. So you can see that we got dap debug mode and we got a bunch of things when we hit. I'm going to control G because this may look a little different if we just go ahead and hit F10. Oh, that is local. How do I send F10? And I don't know the language down this route. Oh, that's pretty. How'd you get that to come up?
I pressed F10.
Yeah, I can't hit F10 on the Mac. Why don't you do that? Look, beautiful dap debug thingy bobs.
The colors are a little weird for me. I've got quite a light
blue,
blue.
Yellow on blue for me, and red, yellow on red for where you're currently highlighted.
It's brown text, light red and light blue, and just white.
We both see it, and I think we both understand it. So let's just run with it.
Yep. So
you want it? We don't have a keystroke bound to it for whatever reason. Go ahead and say debug. And now, so it's not remote.
Yeah, these templates didn't come up last time I tried this.
That's all right. I'd say let's attach executable because we just want to attach or launch it. Launch executable. Let's just go launch because we want to launch it for sure.
File?
That is the first one. The go launch
binary
executable. No, I'd say the first, like a launch executable.
That one?
Yeah. Oh, control G. We don't want this because we want to launch. We want to look at the code like it's on this file. So try that again. F10 and go to DAP. Or arrow key around. Yeah, that's cool. Do debug. And do launch file configuration. Maybe that's it because we want to, like, for this particular file, how are we gonna? What happens? How do we launch debug?
Oh, there's a bit of a lag.
There's a bit of a lag.
Okay, that's weird. Yep, I'm already out of that screen.
I think what I miss in this is being able to capture your keystrokes.
So a way to do that?
I'm unsure how to do that. It's probably something we'll have to add support to teammate for in the server protocol so that we can actually display it in the little bar at the bottom.
That could be cool.
Yeah, it's okay. Keep going. I'm gonna stop.
Yes, it appears to still be frozen for you. Do you want to try just press any keys to try and
There's
see?
any key, there's control B in, control B 0, control B, it's frozen for me too. Oh, it's back, it's happy.
Okay, so let's run this again, and then when we go to file,
Yeah,
it says debug session process exited with status
control B,
exited.
I'm gonna go control B messages for messages.
Mhm.
Go PLS is initialized, so we don't know why it just exited with code 1. That's not super useful. Hit F10 again.
Enter. What else is there?
Toggle mouse freaking hover, that would be nuts over SSH. Hit debug again. Let's look at our options. Why don't we launch executable configuration? No, let offline. Heck. So why don't we go read the docs? Now we're like, okay, we don't know anything about this, and that's okay. So DAP itself has its own thing, and DAP is a Visual Studio debugger extension that just for Node.js put by VS Code. And it does some things, and it implements a language agnostic UI debugger that is fantastical. And what we want to do is figure out how to do this via our Dappler. To enable it, add it here, to add it to supports. It feels like this function may have not been defined early enough, but I think it was defined because that file gets loaded like the space FED. It's executed super early, so that function was defined super early in the process. If we want to like we can put a message inside of the defun go/pre-init dat mode. The only thing I wonder is if it's called go or golang in the pre-init dat mode modes.
I think it might be go because go mode.
Sure, no, I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just thinking aloud.
Yep.
Because our bindings don't seem to be loaded, which makes me feel that maybe there's something wrong with the layer loading. So I'm gonna do space Q, big Q to quit. And we're going to kill MPLS, and we're gonna start on arrays.go. And let's go look at the messages for when Qmax loads. Space BM for messages. So in our funny loading of things, IMAX loads first. Because, go ahead.
I see something. Check out line 14.
Yeah. Space TN for turning on line number.
What's capital M-X? How do I run that?
Why am I not able to send keystrokes? Hold on, it just caught up. So I'm gonna turn line numbers back on. Yeah, line 14. So
DAP go setup.
How set up? So DAP go setup never ran. So we may have to figure out how to run that on start.
I think that's a one-time thing.
Yeah.
But I'll run that.
To figure out how in your we need to run DAP go setup and then figure out what it changes so that we check it and only run it once. And then go whatever, it's F10, right?
And where am I going?
We forgot to turn on menu bar mode. Okay.
How do you do that?
I don't remember stuff. I just do space and menu bar mode and bloop, there's menu.
And then debug and then launch file. Okay.
Now we got a debug console. That's plus.
Yeah.
And it said debug process exited with status killed. How violent. Yeah. Children process is killed. Think of the children. Think of the children.
probably doesn't really. Yes.
Oh, but it spawns and slaughters on demand.
So
So
brutal.
someone do space BB to look at buffers
Mhm.
and look at, there's not a whole lot of buffers, like that's all of them listed there, I think. But if we look for debug, no, that's not any debug. Look, usually stuff with star in the title. No, star in the, oh, there it is. So in the slash star, those are go PLS. That's good. So it's either going to be go PLS or let's look at go PLS. Yeah, go PLS is happy. Space BB /star. Go playground. It loaded its. Those are all the buffers. Scope PLS standard error. Did that give us? Hey, that's good. So space WM to make that wide. Cannot find mail module, main module. Is there not a main in that program?
Yeah, there is. The main function, which is the entry point, is always good main.
That's 3 minutes ago, though. Look at the time. It's 15:57, and it's 16:01 now.
It is.
Was that 3 minutes ago?
Yeah. Doesn't make sense.
Yeah, it could have been. Space tab, space BB /star. There's launch file standard error. That didn't give us anything. So space BB /star. Standard error. So standard. Oh, I didn't get space BB /star. And then standard. What was it? Launch out. There it goes. Cannot find main mod. It's like I said.
Oh, does this rely on there being a Go mod file or something?
It may. What is our go.mod? There's
yeah, there won't be one in this directory because it's just a place where I stash random things.
Yeah,
which relate to nothing.
There may be some unknown dependency things around this. And but it still feels kind of weird because
I think if we go to and then go here and go mod init, and then we try again because now our go mod file exists.
Yeah.
We should just cat
go mod. Okay, we have one.
We don't actually need to install anything because this particular program doesn't depend on anything that isn't default, such as FMT. And that didn't have an error.
That's good. So we're closer. Because mod, I can understand how something neat, like in this context of you're working in a source code thing, for it to understand the context, having a mod file would be useful. You don't have to commit it, but you might have to make it part of your workflow.
I don't actually think this directory is initialized with Git.
True that. What I meant was your workflow for DAP. So do the new DAP things, whatever the next step is. There's still a console.
Again. File launch, go launch file configuration, pending, and killed. So
hold on.
What's sorry?
BB, go ahead.
Yep.
I think you've got the keystrokes down. /star, there you go. And those
are
all.
That's a few.
Yeah, there you go.
Let's go that one.
Standard error. I think it was a standard out. Because now you got more files, so it's probably standard error too.
This one?
I don't know if it's standard error. I think it was standard out. It just put it to standard out because the program you're launching was giving you there. So space BB /star standard out.
Nothing exists.
Not like that. / until it get rid of that space before standard out and do launch. Just do launch. And then do 2 and then standard. No, launch and then go just mouse down. Yeah, standard out.
Oh, cool. Oh, it's trying to include everything because they're all the package for every file is called main.
That's just how their piece of software. It's not meant to be in a playground.
That's right.
Might
So
make a
what I'll
folder and
do.
isolate it to how you would actually work versus this playground area. Like make a folder called foo and then put one file in there. Yeah, Ray, awesome.
I'll go to.
Just do plus there. Control G. No, Control G plus, because you're in Dured mode, and just type array.
Cool.
And now go down there and then copy to array. Now go into array. Now do your mod init. You can do that by doing all shift exclamation point or that.
Yeah, so probably want to get rid of this and go down to here, debug,
Launch file.
killed again, but
No, same thing for your probably 3 now. Just /star launch. There's standard error. Standard out.
oh well,
Hey,
it worked.
To be honest.
Okay, that's a good start.
Yeah.
And
So now
what's
it's
that?
standard error. Look at standard error. Make sure that that actually did what you thought.
Yep.
You're almost there. Yeah, that's it. Hey, it didn't complain. I'm not
That's
upset
interesting.
yet.
So
Now go back to your file
mhm.
and do more debug. F10 debug. I don't know, like do stuff. So it just launched the debug config and it did it, but now you need to actually do debugging. There was keystrokes in the docs. I'm gonna go back to the docs. And it said two key bindings, space MD. Not defined. Why is that not defined?
Do we need to restart Emacs after
Why don't we
installing?
try that? We've got bash open, so our teammate's not gonna end. Space Q, big Q, because we gotta fix that. And then do it again. But you're gonna have to go in the right folder because it's not there anymore. You moved it or it's the wrong file. I just space QQ and fix your path because we'll probably do this again. Or that, it's fine. So it started LSP on the fly. Menu bar mode, F10, debug, debug.
Same thing.
So I don't think there was a problem. The thing is you have no breakpoints. Why don't you put a breakpoint around 11?
Can't read this properly. Was breakpoint? Oh, there is breakpoints.
You don't have any. Oh, there's also LSP tree. It's like LSP layer is not loaded. Tree max? Man, you're getting super crazy. LSP and tree max integration. Space PT or space TT? One or the other. Space PT is probably PT. Oh, that's not it. That's strange project. Dang it. Use space and just type tree max. I don't remember the key. I'm a little delayed. It'll take me a minute. Welcome to the internet.
Okay, so we have tree max.
We'll give it a moment to catch up with me. You're back. I don't think you have any. Hey, you got tree max working. But there's not a function called LSP tree max render, which may be that our kubemax config is not using the current version of spacemax. I just tagged it somewhere where most of our stuff worked. And I've been afraid, which I don't like, but I've been afraid to touch anything because most of our things work. I'd love to sit on master and re-update every once in a while.
That would be helpful.
I'm thinking there's got to be a way to set breakpoints because that's what debugging is. And it's probably not going to be. Yeah, there's the. So you need to set some in the file. That's going to drop you too. What?
That's a different project. Okay.
It may be confused as to which project because is this a Git repo?
Okay, so the arrays folder isn't, but the one which this main.go, this looks like it's flat track for some reason.
Yeah, so I think because we're using Treemax, Treemax is bound to a project, and so you need to make a project. Easiest way to make a project is get init. So why don't you just make a get init on array for now?
Yep.
That fools Emacs into going, I got a project. And then you probably need to like unload things. Space FT, that's cool. Space FT will probably do it. Oh, space, yeah, those commands there around create a debug line. It was DAP UI breakpoint. So just do DAP dash DAP DAP dash breakpoint, so you can see all your things.
So we might just delete. I don't know how you can delete that.
You want to delete the tree max, or you want to delete one?
How it says main.go, because that's relating to a different
that's
project.
you got a breakpoint on line 24.
Mm-hmm.
So Q, Control G, and then say enter. Go to that. Now you're on. There's no line 24 because it's confused. Right.
This one belongs. That's for that right there. I mean, we can try that, couldn't we?
Space QQ, or if you want to, we'll debug this program. It doesn't matter. There's a problem, and it's in the console. Space VB.
1.
But should not. Well, that's fancy.
Okay, that's weird. It doesn't exist. That's weird.
So let's kind of get back on track here. Just space Q big Q to get out of Emacs, because we went a bit far into projects not related. Open your current file, which now has a get init. So when you open it, there you go. Now this project will be isolated from the others, and when you open it, because it's got a Git folder in it, it will be self-contained. And when you use space, you know, DAP dash debug thing, and you're like, cool, do it, and there's no debug point, so you need the DAP dash debug something.
There it is.
No, I think it's happy. I think it ran it, and there was no breakpoint. And then did you like list the breakpoints or start creating the breakpoints or something? Add DAP breakpoints add, and it's so it added probably one on that line. Now if you list it, now you can run it and do it, right? Because that was on arrays.go, and just go ahead and say space DAP debug. Launch.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. Now we need to understand a little bit to hit F10 to get the DAP debug, and now you're like, so where's my debug window? Control G, don't go into that mess. F10, go to DAP debug, because you'll have it running somewhere. So sessions, like what debug sessions do you have?
Nope.
Because you probably launched one.
It's a bit slow on yours, but for me, it's saying that it can't find the TreeMax render again.
Yeah. So we probably need to figure out that connection problem.
Yeah, it looks like.
Let's see TreeMax render.
It seems like a bunch of the.
All right, can I drive for a bit?
Yeah, go ahead.
Move my cursor here. Space Q, big Q. Yeah, we're going to quit all the things. And now we're going to go into your, where is it at? It's in, so I think what we'll do is under var local, right? There'll be a, can't read that. So in kubemax.d, I'm actually going to move kubemax.d to kubemax.old, right? The reason is I'm going to get, it doesn't like that.
Yeah, run it with sudo. Yep.
Yeah, so it doesn't like that, but that's okay. Don't stress. It's not that big of a file.
Yeah, don't worry, this is in a container.
dash recursive. It won't break anything else what's on the screen. The HTTPS, github.com, kubemax, get, and we're going to call it kubemax.d. Just so we got this, and it's like you can't do that from here.
You said .id. Oh, we can update that.
We can move it over. So I called it the wrong file name because .id is not correct, but we'll let it do all its recursive cloning. And apparently most places can't handle Git submodules.
Seems like
life
they've
is
been around
hard.
for years.
So let's move kubemax dot whatever we call it dot id to kubemax dot d, and it's sudo. And actually chown dash r $. You're on a thing. What group should we use?
I think you're fine to go with the user as the group as well, because this container is Ubuntu.
That probably worked. So under kubemax.b.d, we go ahead and like load it up in here. Oh, we forgot our ELPA stuff. So
I don't know how you can quit it.
Control C, and we're gonna exit. So we're gonna cptac a, or rsync-ab is another way to do it, for kubemax.old, and we're gonna grab inside of kubemax the spacemax ELPA develop, and probably just spacemax ELPA is enough, right? And we're gonna put that inside of our, we're in kubemax dot, so we're gonna put that in spacemax ELPA again, because it's, yeah, ELPA develop. So we're just gonna rsync that over to the new folder.
The command looks like it's wrong. Should
You don't
be
like all
dash.
those extra bits inside the dash AB?
We.
These are compiled ELIS file. It just saves us time when we're launching Emacs on this folder.
Oh.
It still says 429 to install. That's okay. We'll use the time to talk. Really, all our stuff is just a single dot file for emacs.d. And the init files and stuff inside of our config can be loaded as your site Lisp folder itself. In most distributions, because subdirs.el exists as a, there's no org plus contrib. That's new. Or in your .emacs.d, which I thought of having it as a repo, or as at least a symbolic link to a repo. So that if you clone it and you're in your home folder, that's the only command you need to issue is git clone -- recursive github.com/humax/.emacs.d. And if we set it up as the repo first, and then we redirect it by creating like removing it and creating another one, that means that it should auto redirect because of how GitHub's redirects work. So that there's a single command to set it up on anybody's computer who has Emacs 26 or higher.
That makes
But
things
we'll
very
do this
convenient and
step
portable.
here because of cloning all the things. But I think if we have another step inside of our config that looks for a certain set of folders that exist inside their emacs.d, like a full clone of the repos for ELPA and for spacemax cache, it will take, you know, less than 10 seconds.
That's pretty quick.
But it's thinking ahead to use cases, because I think pretty much the minimum is get Emacs 26.3, git clone this command, and if in your layer that you're loading inside the spacemax layer, if it knows it needs pieces of software, it detects your OS and says, we need to cache this stuff into your emacs.d folder and set the path for Emacs to include kind and Docker and all these other things. So that the installer of all the packages actually becomes Emacs. So it literally is just get Emacs installed, and then based on your OS, Emacs or OS X, Windows, and Linux, Flatpak just freaking works. So if you get bored, this will impact the world. And that will impact all the Linux users that, hey, does 1604 freaking support Flatpak? Ubuntu?
Ubuntu 16.04, I believe so.
I've got a
know.
freaking 1604 user at Catalyst who I don't want to make them upgrade, but I totally want them to run Kubemax.
Mhm.
And if we
Yeah,
got a flat pack and that flat pack will backport to Ubuntu 1604, we major win for New Zealand.
yeah, totally. You can do that.
Let's, if you
Is
get
it
bored.
is this with a GUI or without a GUI?
I don't, you tell me, what does Flatpak provide?
Yeah, so Flatpak apps generally for apps with GUIs, but I've played around with the packaging that I got mostly working of Humax, and the progress on it was that you can in fact launch it just from a terminal, which is slightly different to what most Flatpak apps use. Um, and the only difference is you wouldn't just type Emacs, you'd type Flatpak run or coop.ii.humax-nw, and then it launches inside of the terminal instead of launching as a GUI.
So it's kind of like the Java naming scheme where you have the reverse domain name
Mhm.
/ app.
Yeah, that's how all of them go.
And what's the other program? It's called Android.
Yeah,
Java.
exactly. Hmm.
Huh.
And I think iOS apps and Mac apps do the same thing.
Yeah.
Mm.
Do you want to join the, and this is totally up to you. I know you probably got other things to do, but I'm going to join the Tauranga Junior Dev developer thing shortly.
What time is it at?
It's at 5. I'm tempted to stop here and email them and talk to them real quickly.
Okay.
Around, so this is Junior Dev. Let me just search my email. No. Is it JDev? I guess it's just look for meetup, right? So this is technically a meetup. So for meetup, it's juniordev.me. And if I look at this email, and I'm trying to figure out how to expand the view here. It's from 5 to 6. Link visible for attendees. And if I jump on attend, it's meetup.com. I need to log into my meetup.com address. Log in. And as soon as I get an actual meetup thing, I'll bring it onto the YouTube. What language are you interested in? Org. It is a language. It's a storytelling language that's language agnostic.
Mm.
And I've already added it to my calendar as going. So I'm going to pull this off so I can share it with you in the other window. Woo, it's full screen.
Mm-hmm.
Can we make it less dramatic? There we go. And it's still super big. It's 4K, and this I do 1080p broadcasts. So Kelly Williams and Michael. Is it Michael freaking Dorner? Who's the other? Michael? Oh, it's going to be only 7 people. Oh, that's fine. Michael. But who's going? That was the fun thing. It's not Mike EAL. Nobody's Mike EAL. Mitch? It's
Oh, that's
Mike, the
weird.
event host. Who are you, Michael? Michael is a co-organizer who's also in the group, and his full profile says where does he work? He's Christchurch and part of Cloud Native New Zealand, which is hilarious because you know who owns cloudnative.nz?
Who?
Us.
Aha.
Oh, Froke, it's freaking, it's 161 members.
Mm,
Snap.
that grew.
It's gonna be fun. I do think we should like walk away from this for the moment and come back to it.
Mm.
By the way, Team Up CC, freaking the bomb. Yeah, why don't we stop for a moment?
Okay.
if you're keen, this is definitely not, I mean, it's what we do. And I don't mind you clocking time on it for work. But it's not what we get paid for. It's not what II gets paid for from the CNCF. So, but I don't mind paying you for it, to be really clear.
Yeah, I'd be keen.
It's an hour from 5 to 6, and it's maybe you take a 30-minute break from now to 5 if you want to take a break.
Okay. Yeah, I'll just have to let friends around here know that I'm doing something for that hour just to make
It's
sure.
Again, it's an invitation, not an ask.
Yeah, no, I'm preparing dinner tonight. Just gotta let them know that it'll be a little bit later, but that's all good.
Do what you need to do, friend. And if you need to walk away now and come back at 5:30, I think you'll still have fun.
What I'm meaning is it should work. I'll just make sure that people are aware what's going on.
Cool. I mean, you're
Thank you for
9 packages away from our updated version here. And I think we should probably go into our CubeMax install and update into Matt. The whole reason I did this is so we could not use an old version of CubeMax. So an old version of SpaceMax. Our local CubeMax.d, right? And inside of SpaceMax, the get status, get LOL. We don't have our get LOL or get log commands working. We need to get that in there. But if you look at the commit, it's November 9th. It's really old. But our get remote is still set to SpaceMax, so we can get pull and just go straight to master and see if we can get it to work. What that would mean is
origin master.
Yeah, thanks for that. What that would mean is our current config might just be fixed, but we may have to fix some of our own problems.
Yep.
Oh, and there's merge conflicts. How do you get merge conflicts?
What directory?
I'm gonna go to the loo real quick. Think about that. I'm cool with blowing it away and starting at master. It doesn't even make sense because we're on a historical. Oh, you know what? We don't need master. We need develop. Get merge dash abort and get pull not origin master, origin develop.
That would make sense.
Like just forward develop. Whoo, bunch of changes, no problem. Control B 0, Control B 0. What is that not working?
You're using Shift B. Is your caps lock on?
Control B in. I'll let you do that. I'm gonna go to the.
You want to create a new window?
I don't want to create a window. I just want to get that folder in sync and quit space QQ and start that again.
Okay. Okay, installing 10 packages.
Cool.
The package that was
2 more packages, which is cool because org plus contrib did not exist. Notice it's being pulled from the spacemax-org layer. So all those sub things got updated. We might have to update our layers in our config to match whatever's on master. Oh, sorry, /develop or the develop branch. I think it's been going to be super fun for me to be able to pull up and stream to YouTube these videos so that I can quickly go, oh, that was about this time frame. Here's the commit and here's the YouTube video.
Yeah, multiple things of documentation about when it happened.
Yeah. I don't like that it's Zoom and YouTube, but I think in a year we won't be using Zoom and YouTube. But I want our team to be okay that we're using Zoom and YouTube for this year.
Yeah, I hear Jitsy's pretty good.
And I am totally keen
Does
on
streaming
all
as
the
well.
alternatives. Jitsi does support stream to YouTube. And eventually we need stream to our own encoding protocols and video hosting things.
Straight out of org.
Straight out of Word.
Yeah, sounds good.
What do you think it's caught on right now? I see that it's Control B in. It's still installing a package from contacting host orgmode.org. And that's an interesting host to contact as it's trying to do the thing.
Because it failed last time.
Did you already try to quit and restart again? So I'm going to try Control B1, and I'm going to kill all with just one L, two L's. I'm going to kill all Emacs.
Oh, you want to go PSAX script Emacs kill 105257. And then it's like, whoa,
I'm going to go over here. We're going to try this again. And watch it go. And so it's refreshing Melpa, it'll be refreshing GNU, it'll be refreshing one other one. And that's cool, it should do that. But then it starts installing packages, and I don't understand the reaching out directly to orgmode.org. This one. So I suspect the org plus contrib at spacemax.org is actually reaching out. Yeah, I don't get that one. We'll let it run. It's 4:32. Let's let that run for 5 minutes. So at 4:37, we'll check it again. I'm super excited about this JDev Social Virtual Edition. I was talking to someone else around the way that we do things, and I'm super excited that particularly that you're younger people don't know what's not possible. Older people are cynical. And I love that you don't have limits on what you think is possible because you've never hit the wall. And I think hitting with Kelly and the people on Junior Dev, just saying, what if we set up a website today? What if we register the domain? Oh, wait, like you look at we have cloudnative.nz, and we set that up on GitLab, on Kubernetes, on a thing, right? And find a way to have an hour at 1 o'clock every day where we do that.
That sounds cool.
And we focus on bringing cloudnative.nz up to where Tauranga is the base for it, and we have people running Kubernetes all on their computers and updating their routers to point back to themselves. I'm not feeling super confident around contacting host orgmode.org. PS tree, you got that? No.
You can install it if you want. I typically kill processes using what's it? GNOME system monitor, but that's not a command line util.
Yeah, I'm all about having a command line PS utils.
I think you might need to refresh the repositories, the repository cache. Oh, okay. Package name.
This is an old piece of software. It's not. It's been there for a long time. It's definitely whatever version you were at. It's there. What the heck? Yeah, is it proc utils? Apt file. You don't probably have, so sudo apt get sudo apt get install apt file. So because it's inside of a container, your host name doesn't resolve, so it gives us that little error every once in a while.
That's a Podman issue that I haven't fixed yet. It works fine on Docker. It's just this one argument which needs to be passed to it. It's weird.
So once you've done this on apt file, you need to run sudo apt file update. That will go out and retrieve all of your repositories, all of what that repository has to offer, and what every single package includes that you might want to include from them. So when I want a particular piece of software, I can do apt file search. Tell me, I don't know the piece of software that includes this program.
Which is crazy that you can pack a database like that locally. I think it'd be pretty crazy.
There's only so many commands. Like it definitely isn't like super teeny small.
Yeah.
Like that one's 40 meg. So you got a 40 meg DB from one location, plus all those other KB locations. Another one's 10 meg up there on Eon security on get 8. So now, in the content store, like it's still getting that one. That one was a particular, and there's like all these things that you got configured multiple. It's just the one. So we can actually probably just delete that, right? So if we look at Etsy/Etsy apt, oh, we're not typing correctly. In your Flatpak or whatever this is, it's the app sources.d/Google Cloud, the SDK, because it's probably like, I think if I hit Google, tab, you probably got stuff defined multiple times. So there's Google Cloud SDK and Google Cloud SDK.list. So it's hitting SDK second, and that's there. And look at Google Cloud.list, because one probably installs the other. Right?
Yeah, maybe just get rid of the SDK one.
Or remove that file. And I'm going to right quit as root. We didn't open that as root. I didn't sudo that one. So rather than sudo it, I'm going to remove it. So whatever you do to build your image, let's just not include that one.
Yeah, this was actually included in after the container came up, so this isn't anything to do with the image.
What it is that when you install the package, it creates this file. So rather than using the name cloud, whatever one we didn't remove, make sure you use Google Cloud SDK.list rather than Google Cloud. Because the package you install creates Google Cloud without SDK. Okay. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So fix your way that you create the image to not do that.
So we're gonna search for.
There's latency for me, so you can type. Or you may have to wait because my keyboard commands will eventually show up and probably give you grief.
Yep.
Sorry, I wasn't typing.
You're all good.
Thought out.
Apt file search PS tree.
Yeah, that's the only one. So now that we know, it will search through and tell you that PS tree is actually part of PS MISC. So PS MISC, if I were to look at that list, is I know the piece of software I was looking for.
Should I install it?
Yeah, sudo apt-get install PS MISC. So now, wow, that was a long side journey, but a lovely one. Learned that the image needs to be updated for ii toolbox, which will eventually become humac toolbox. Which I think the consensus has been to call it HUMACS. So humans, but turn the N into a C so that it's not humans, it's humax. What are you doing? Up arrow again? I didn't see that command. You want to do a search, right? No, I forgot. So just to remind you, you wanted to talk to your friends and family and co-neighbors.
Mhm.
And you've got 21 minutes before the start of the meeting.
Yeah, I'll just put you on mute for a second. I'll just talk to people.
Yeah, it's all
That's what it
good.
is.
And again, it's an invitation. Do what you're able to do and desire to do.
Well, the junior meetups have sounded pretty good for a long time.
I think it's going to be fun. To be honest, I'm going to go say hello to my wife and kids and be right back.
Okay, see you soon.
Yeah, I should probably need to pause the video somehow if I can figure out how to do that. Oh snap. All right, looks like I got a message that API still looking good. Oh snap. Up and right.
Alrighty.
Be nice to have a plus X number for
That
each
is a cool graph.
data point. Isn't it cool? I just saw that. I like for each data point. So we can clearly show our objectives and key results.
Yeah, so where were we at with Kubemax?
By the way, we're at 43 freaking percent.
We just had another merge on at the end of last week or something for a promotion.
233 new endpoints. And if we go back and we just go back in that graph to what it was in December, because that was the last point, 218 in December. So what is that number? 18, 2018. So I'm gonna, my math is bad. So IRB, it's 233 minus 218. It's 233 minus 218. We are 15 points up. We need to be, and that was our OKRs. What do you remember what it was without us looking to? It was in HackMD. And we'll just look for the stuff to updates to old Dan. Does Dan agenda? Does agenda have our? No. It was the one before that. It's the one to Dan that was the most important. A month ago. Focus notes agenda. I think these are different files. So I'm gonna launch them in different things. I think we slightly changed it. This is it. So our OKRs. No, this is it. OKRs. We need 27 stable endpoints. We need to have plus 27 new endpoints for Q1. Or Q1. Or I can't, every Q1. Q1. That's an API Snoop channel.
Yep.
Something like that. Take your leisure at what shows the increase clearly. I'm keen to show it without hover, because so I want to move this chat over into our chat area. I want on this to show on hover the endpoints. So if I go to here, I want it to do plus, plus, plus. So here should show without hover the increase in points and percentage. So let's go look at that. Go back to what he just said. It does show the total percentage. And then now my popover is causing in problems. It does show the total percentage and total coverage points, but it's the increase we want to know, aka the velocity per release. Does that sound reasonable? We want to actually see the velocity overall. So I'll move that over there, and I'm super happy because our goal, you realize our goal for the next quarter. So this is 30th, 19th of June, 30th December, 30th December, and I go here. So by 30th of June, I want us to be above 50. And that'll mean that from over the year, we went really up into the right, and we're starting to see that coronavirus effect. See totally way up into the right of coverage. And I think that will be beautiful.
Oh, look at this. Can you see what's in the teammate session?
No, I don't. I'm coming back to it. What do you got? Undefined. That's good.
Comma D. We have comma D.
Dude, what'd you do? You picked it.
We just restarted Emacs after updating the latest space
we needed to with the thing. So comma D is good.
Yes. And then
what we might do is add that to our layer for II, and we'll eventually break that out into like the Golang, our Golang layer versus teammate layer versus other things. Because in effect, Humax will eventually be a distribution of Spacemax.
It's crazy how you can do that with projects.
I know. Well, it's like what something are we? We're totally a distribution of a particular piece of software within a particular subset of that distribution of software within creating binaries that include all of the things.
Yeah, so now we can go comma triple D and then go file configuration running, and then we're stuck at this breakpoint. We can go comma D, comma D, shift I, inspect, then T for thing at point. Doesn't like it. Comma D, B, L? No. Now I need to work out how to navigate this. Comma D, S. Okay, yep. That just jumped to line 11 instead. Comma D. Let's just step into the next again. And now we're here.
This is amazing.
Yeah, I don't even know how to use it yet, and I kind of already like it.
Let's
comma
make
D.
sure we've got 9 minutes to close out this YouTube recording, and we can post this back to the team.
Yep.
For the thing.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to this being included in the image. That'll make things very nice.
Yep. And maybe that's what we do, you know, during the thing. And we share. But I want to sort of be listening for a bit.
Mm-hmm. So now I'm trying to view the value of what I'm hovering over. So comma D, shift I.
Comma D. Wow, that is long. That's the longest Emacs Spacemax command I've had to deal with, because it also has multiple. Wrong command P. The space dap UI inspect to make sure that's actual a thing. It's not a thing. So some disconnect in documentation. That's really weird, because it's actually documented as a keystroke, but the function itself doesn't exist in the layer as distributed.
That isn't fun.
Yeah, so give me a moment to go say hi to my wife and kids before I don't see them for another hour, okay?
Okay.
Feel free to keep running. I'll be back shortly.
Sweet. See you soon. Oh, wow. For whoever's watching this, that is a TreeMax related thing, it appears. And that's just showing all of the debugging points which have been set. So I don't know how you exit this, but it might be space WD. Yes, good. Okay. And we're in the debugging mode, and we can go. So stepping in will take us, that will take us into that, but we don't want to be in that, so we'll step out. Yeah, what I need to be able to find out is the value of those variables as we're debugging it. So I can go comma D and should work there, but that, yeah, it's not, it doesn't have all of the commands which it says it does, which is annoying. That UI debug. That UI inspect. debug breakpoints. No, debug Windows debug breakpoints. That's that menu. What is locals? There's the value. Oh, cool. Okay. So to view the value of something, comma d, what was it? Comma dwl. And then I can go over here, and then I can go comma maybe that's it, comma ds. No. Yeah, that's working. Okay, so what I've got is 2 breakpoints here. Oh, that's not it.
All right, I'm good for the next hour.
What's that? What did you say? Hey, can I show you what I figured out? Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm typing in the API Snoop channel. Give me just a second.
Okay.
Respond to Zach. To show the velocity. Dan pays for velocity. What do I pay for a quarter? At 5 o'clock, I gotta go. I don't have time for you right now. I can't do anything else. It sounds like you're happy. Let's come back to this, okay? I'm gonna go click on Cloud Native New Zealand and join the thing for today. How do we do that?
Was it the junior dev meetup?
Yeah.
I'm just making an account.
So there's junior dev meetup, view profile, hit back. Events, no, I don't want attendee, I want the event itself. All right, I want the event itself, and I'm logged in event. And join this group. I'm already part of this group. Monday, April 13th, or April 16th, March 31st, that's today. Well, that's IoT. How do I join this thing?
It's the 30th today.
I know. How do I join the thing?
I don't know.
There's a Slack channel. Oh, come on. I'm hhii.coop. They send an email. We'll go to mail. I'm going to stop the broadcast, by the way, because we're getting into me reading email, and that needs to like just